So what it is about orcs, hey? RPG Rider here. Orcs have gone through so many changes throughout each edition of anything that it's hard to know what they are anymore, right? Before, orcs were, when I was first introduced to them, orcs were kind of pig-like through Dungeons and Dragons, early incarnations of D&D. And now they're not. Now they're not. So orcs, early incarnation of D&D, they were very pig-like, and now they are not. Now they're all over the place. Not into this topic at all. Maybe a different time. Maybe people who won't try other RPGs. That's a good topic. I find that very frustrating. I get it though. I get it. There's a lot of investment to be had. Not only monetarily, but I guess this is about people who just won't try new things in general. Because it's not only new RPGs. I find people very reluctant to try voice Skype chat. And I find that pretty frustrating. That I don't get. So let's talk about the RPGs first. Just getting people to try stuff is difficult. Like, people decide they don't... Yeah, I guess that's it. The people who decide they don't like something before trying it, in terms of RPGs, right? Like, when the area where I grew up, we had like one guy who did a lot of the GMing, and he carried a lot of weight, not physically, but he carried a lot of weight because in the group, because he was the GM typically, right? And because he was a GM, you know, all the time pretty much. Come on, is he gonna turn? Since he was a GM pretty much all the time, his opinion mattered, right? In not GM time, you know, because they were just used to listening to him, right? And so when and I was the other GM, so when it would come time for me to GM, he would veto everything because he just decided he didn't like it. Like science fiction. You know, I like fantasy and science fiction. I like both. You know, in terms of gaming time, I would say it's probably 70% fantasy and 30% sci-fi. Usually it's even more fantasy than that. Probably 85-15, right? But my issue was, I couldn't get anybody to try it because of his opinion. Everybody else was kind of like, yeah, let's give it a shot. But he would veto it. He'd be like, no, I'm just not going to do it. No. And it just irritated me because he was like that for years. I couldn't get anybody to try anything different. So I mentioned in some other vlogs, I owned Rifts and couldn't get anybody to try it. And it was really because of this guy. And I find that frustrating. Like, it just... And you can't even give me a reason. Why? No. Why? Why not just try it for one damn session? Just to make me happy, right? Right? Give me a chance. Everybody should be happy here. So give me a chance. Just try one session. No. And because he wouldn't play... You know, no one else would play, right? They'd be like, well, no, you know, can't leave him out. So he really dictated, you know, the gaming atmosphere to the extent that it affected everybody's choice and everything. And that was very frustrating, you know, because I mentioned in another vlog too, you're pretty geographically you know, that determines your friends, right? When you're young. Not that I didn't like them as friends, I did, but you know, your geographic area, who's close to you, it determines your friendships growing up, right? It's not choice, right? Well, you know, to some extent. But that's why as people get older, right, they start branching out a lot of the time. Because they're just like, gee, you know, this relationship was so limiting all the time. And then the internet comes and Skype gaming and yay, right? Now, a friend of mine mentioned system hopping, and he mentioned his frustration that I was trying lots of different systems, and I get that because he's very busy and he just doesn't have the time to invest in learning a new system all the time. He just wants to game. That I understand. Okay, that I get. But people who just won't try stuff and just like, no. And the most frustrating for me has been trying to get people to try Skype. Right? That's been so irritating. Because voice chat, right? Just voice chat. And I'll advertise on boards, hey, I'm starting up a game. And I get this enthusiasm. Oh, whoa, game. Yay. And then I'll be like, yeah, we're going to do a voice chat. And it's, oh, no, man. You know, if you'd said, you know, play by post or type chat, I would. But no, not voice chat. And this is like rampant. I mean, a really rampant. Like 95% of the people or more. No, man. No, I'm out. But never giving a reason. Oh, you should try it. It's really good. No, man, no. I prefer to game in person. Well, you just said you chat, type chat, or do you play by what? No, man, no. And it gets so ridiculous that you start to think, okay, well, all of these people have some genetic feature that makes their voices sound weird, right? Maybe they don't want anybody to hear them because their voices are so odd. You know, and you're thinking, well, God, can there be that many people self-conscious about their voices? You know, it's really an issue, guys. It really is. Like, it drives me absolutely insane. And I'm just like, okay, you know, you've expressed an interest. We all want to play. You know, and finally I started responding and being like, okay, well, you say it's better to game in person. Well, I say gaming online through voice chat is better than not gaming ever again at all, right? That's my take on it, right? You know, and that's how I feel, right? It's better than not gaming at all, as far as I'm concerned. Right? Would you not think so? So maybe it's self-conscious, and maybe as a group, you know, historically or stereotypically, maybe that's more accurate. Gamers have been, you know, the image of a gamer has been the guy socially awkward, like me, you know, into Star Wars and stuff, and you know, not sporty, geeky, you know. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's fear, right? And you're just like, oh, just try it once, right? And I've even gone so far as to say, well, don't play, you know, don't stick on your microphone. Just show up in the Skype call and, you know, listen to a game, right? And invariably, you'll always get one jerk off who will chime in about nothing, stuff he knows nothing about. Oh, no, guys, you know, don't bother with this because if you do Skype, you need a webcam. Yeah, you need a webcam with Skype. It costs money. You know, and you're just like, why did you chime in and turn all these people off when everything you're saying is false? You don't need a webcam for Skype. Voice chat. I don't have a webcam. And it doesn't cost money. Skype is free when it's computer to computer, right? It only costs money if you're using Skype you know, from your phone to make international phone calls and stuff, right? Skype does not cost money comp to comp, right? So yeah, it's very frustrating, guys. I find it really irritates me. It's very, very irritating. And there's no way I'm showing up early for work. It's not a chance. My camera's not quite adjusted correctly. So if you're wondering why the angle's crooked, it's because of that. So anyway, I don't know if you guys find that a frustration or not. If you've been frustrated by it, or if you're one of the guys who's afraid of Skype voice chat. You know, maybe chime in, give your reasons. You know, and usually I'll get, well, time zone, and there's no way we could all meet at the same time. That I get. That, oh, that's perfectly reasonable, right? But these same guys who say that as their defense will say, well, no, let's do type chat. Yeah, I got some time for type chat. Which makes no sense, because it's the same thing, right? So, I don't know, guys. So, I don't know how you feel about any of this.